Hey everybody, this is John. Welcome to the free video. I want to take a quick look here at Now. This is one of the stronger stocks. Well, in a few minutes here, I want to show you kind of how to find these turns like early in the day and not see after the fact that it's already up $1.40. But we'll take a look at that one in a second. It's a really good looking stock here. I love the 5 and 8 period EMA relationship there. In terms of the markets, you can see here the spiders, of course, they were down. Everybody's panicking. Is the top in now? Or are we going to puke? And truly, and I talk about this in the premium video, truly all of this really didn't happen. That's really related to Powell's miscues in the market. So we're kind of right back to here again, and things are kind of settling in, and now the market's hurrying and kind of looking at earnings and seeing who's doing good and who's not. And you know it's an interesting market right now when Chipotle has a good day like this, right? So right now we've got a lot of the bigger players like Amazon. They're kind of, losing a little footing here. I mean, frankly, this is looking a little bearish, but obviously it's just kind of following the markets. I'm going to be watching this one tomorrow. So this is kind of the first key stock to break below that 21 EMA. And if we look here at the Qs, you can see they're well above it. All right, so that's a big deal. I want to keep an eye on the big stocks here and to see how they're holding in relation. Apple here is holding up really well. It did come down today, but only to the 5 EMA. It was super stretched to the upside. Netflix down today, but only to the 8 EMA. Okay, so no disasters there or anything like that. Facebook, which has been rocking and rolling here post earnings, holding up really well. And then the other one, of course, is Google. You can see here holding the 21 EMA, all right, so no disaster there. And then Microsoft also holding the 21. So of all the big boys there, Amazon's the one that's showing the first technical break in the market. So this is the one I'm going to be watching the most tomorrow, just to see if there's signs that this is going to hold. All right, so I would like to, if it's showing that, you can see we've got a daily squeeze there. I would like to sell, get that put credit spread going on it, and rock it out from there. All right, so I'd mentioned that I bought the spider calls this morning, and one of the tools that I used the tool that I used to do that with was this. And this is a tool that was developed by Danielle. And in addition to finding turning points in the indexes, and I was watching the indexes and I was like, all right, the S&P is turning here. I need to get me some of that, right? But what's also cool about this is that as you put in a group of stocks, right? And now here you can see that you've got Sky, Adobe, Salesforce.com, Data. These are all stocks that we like to trade. When the market's going down like this, and you can see it's like, okay, remember this is a 15-minute chart. All right, they're all coming down. They're all coming down. What you're looking for is the strongest stock, because on some of the stuff, the mistake people make is they'll sit there and say, let's, again, just using your imagination here, that let's just say that there's a stock that's breaking out, right? And you see a stock that's lagging. And a lot of times people make the mistake and say, you know what, I'm going to buy that lagging stock so it catches up. It is wrong. And I learned that the hard way. And instead, what you want to do is you want to look for the one that's going to turn first. Okay, the one that's going to turn first. And if we're looking here at this, and what is the one that turns, that's turning first, right? And you can see that of all these stocks today, Now is the one that turned first. Okay, while the rest of the market is selling off and the rest of these stocks are red, we've got some positive action in here, and this is telling you that if the stocks that you like to trade, that this is the one that's essentially strongest right now, and it is a huge tell in terms of money flow. All right, so let's look at what Now did today. And so you can see here that while this morning it was pretty negative, it was down at $222. It actually quickly gained steam. Okay, and then here is actually where you started getting those signals like, okay, this thing has actually turned for real. So if you're looking at this and going, man, I wonder if I should buy the market today, and the answer is no, but you're going to buy the stock whose relative strength against everything else you're looking at is going to be the strongest, okay? Because it's showing, because what happens there, it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy, because there's other black box systems that are scanning for this. And when they spot it, they're piling in, and so it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. All right, so that's the kind of stuff, especially in this kind of a market where it's going to start ebbing back and forth like this, that if you're going to get into something, you've got to have some kind of a tool to do that. So I thought it was really cool. So Danielle and I were talking about this because she's like, you do this intuitively, but I have not been doing this long enough to do it intuitively. I need a tool to do this. And so she worked with Eric for hours and hours, had a couple of misfires, and then finally put something together. And as I was looking at it, I was like, you know, damn, that's actually really nice because that actually makes it easier to look at. So what she's going to do, and this is what's great about Danielle, is that she'll take stuff that like I do, and you know, because I'm not good at explaining it all the time. I'm just like, well, you know, because I like it. But she is like, no, 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 no. I was a teacher. I need to be able to explain to people what I'm doing. So I need to break this down. So she kept asking questions and stuff like that. And so finally she put this like really cool tool together. And she is going to essentially teach a class on this. And frankly, she can teach this better than I can because I do it. It's just something that I do intuitively. She has put the math behind it. She has put the specifics behind it. So that indicator I showed you is the one that she developed, and that actually comes with the class, which is pretty sweet. So, and this is, again, this is all out of basically her frustration and trying to understand how I did that. And she was actually able to take that, conceptualize it, and measure it, which was really cool. So if you go to simplertrading.com/Phoenix, and it is /Phoenix and not /Scottsdale, she's going to have a class on next Saturday. She's going to teach exactly how she does it, and it's going to include a copy of that tool that I showed you. And then I always think the best thing to do is to see this in a live venue. I'll be helping out with some of the live trading days as well, and that just basically includes the live trading. And then for those of you that like live events, we do have a few spots for our live event that we're going to do in Austin, and you can just hop into that. Again, if you're just looking at this and like, all right, that was an awesome indicator, you know, just get that. If the live trading appeals to you, boom, there you go. All right, simplertrading.com/Phoenix. I'm excited about this because that's something I've never been able to explain. And Danielle, after putting her sleuth hat on and doing some research and testing a ton of stuff, basically figured it out. And so it's a tool that I'll use too to make my own life easier. So anyway, it should be a lot of fun. And of course, Danielle's such a great teacher, very enthusiastic, and has this passion for just being able to explain something to the T that's beyond anything that I've seen. I guess that's that lawyer training. All right. So anyway, it's going to be a fun class. You guys have a good one. We'll see you at the next update.